give you the Light of Earendil, our most beloved star. May it be a light for you in dark places when all other lights go out.
And so Galadriel said to Frodo, I give you the Light of Earendil, our most beloved star. May it be a light for you in dark places when all other lights go out. Now that is one of my favourite quotes from one of my favourite movies, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Now you may be asking, how is that quote relevant for the deck that I am playing today? Well, today I am playing Boltzmann's Reno Shudderwock Shaman deck. And for those of you that have been following my channel over the last year, you'll be familiar with Boltzmann. I have featured videos on a number of his deck creations. And Boltzmann is quite literally my Light of Earendil, the Wild Mode community's most beloved star. He has been a light in dark places. He has been a light that shines when all other lights go out. This deck that he has created has taken me from Diamond 10 to Diamond 5 on the Wild Mode ladder at the beginning of the September season. This deck that he has designed has felt like a light in the darkness for me, taking me through the ladder like the times of old. Back when Shudderwock Shaman was viable. Back when I could play Shudderwock Shaman at different points of the ladder. Whether it was the Diamond rank or the Legend rank. Back when I could actually get Legend with Shudderwock Shaman. This deck brings back such happy memories before the latest expansion. So Boltzmann, thank you for bringing back those memories. Thank you for designing a deck that I have been able to pilot going from Diamond 10 to Diamond 5. And Diamond 5 in general is my target for each month, for each season. So thank you, Boltzmann. Now you may be asking the question, how did I take this deck through the Diamond ladder? Isn't it infested with Seedlocks or Questline Warlocks? Well, my win rate with this deck has been very positive. It's been 64%, which in any meta is positive for Reno Shudderwock Shaman. But I got lucky. I didn't face many Warlocks. In fact, I only faced 3 Warlocks on my climb, and I conceded each time. And decided that I was going to expend my energy in more positive ways. In other words, looking forward to games that I knew I stood a chance of winning. And so I thought, I'm not going to waste my time with Warlocks, I'm simply going to continue with this strategy of just conceding and moving on. Now, beyond Warlocks, I was facing Aggro Priests, Questline Hunters, Questline Warriors, Questline Druids, and guess what? This deck stood a pretty good chance of having a good, competitive Hearthstone game against these other decks that were not Warlocks. So what does that tell us? If you remove Warlock from the equation, Shudderwock Shaman is pretty good, pretty viable, and a good choice of deck to play like it was pre-expansion. So let's keep that in mind. Let's forget that Warlocks exist, let's ignore them completely, and let's have some fun on the Wild Mode ladder. Alright, first game is against a Priest. Now I can't remember the last time I faced a Reno Priest, so of course it's an Aggro Priest. Okay. Next turn we have a choice. Hero power or go fishing. Oh boy, there's a cannon. Okay. So, I don't know what the hero power actually does here. I'm gonna go fishing. And you could argue that this is not a good play because it tells our opponent that we potentially have Flurgle Toxfin in hand. Now, I have played Shudderwock decks before that had Mutanus, right? And whenever I'd play Ice Fishing, I'd always get Mutanus from Ice Fishing and never get my Flurgle Toxin combo. So maybe my opponent thinks that I've got Mutanus in hand and got unlucky, but no, we have our combo. And I think we need to play the combo here because that's quite a significant board. Now, I was wondering how far my opponent would go with committal onto this board if they suspect I have my Flurgle Toxfin combo. But that is quite the committal. I guess they wanted to cash in the damage with the cannon. It makes sense. And part of me wondered for a second, do I ever hold off on the combo? Do I wait a little bit longer? Get a bit more value? But taking that additional damage to the face for another turn from those minions on board, not a good idea. Oh, it's a haha. They have more pirates. This is concerning. But not a terrible situation to be in. I feel like the tide of this game is coming more into my favour now as each turn goes by. I like the healing here. It's an on-curve play. We use up our mana efficiently. We get our healing here. Go to 28. Which is, you know, pretty safe. Our opponent has a choice here which minion to ping off. Okay, they ping off the minion that heals. Sure, well, nothing else gets done. Interesting. Well, let's see what we rat out. Oh, that's interesting. Mind Render. Well, at least we can kill that. Mind Render scares me. It really does. I'm just happy that we've got rid of it.
There is no light, only power.
Ooh, Benedictus. Well, we can lower Theb and Broom here. That's a nice clean kill on the Benedictus. We block out some spells too, which is nice. And maybe this forces the priest now into a turn where they can do very little because of the Lothar battle cry. Or maybe they've got minions they can play. Oh, that's a minion. That's also a minion. But we now have an ideal turn for the lurker below. And we can fit in the armor vendor too, so this is pretty sweet. And brace yourself for the beautiful animation and the sound effect that comes with the lurker below. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. Love it. And I love this card, the lurker below. It just feels fair. It feels honest. Like Shudderwock Shaman in general, that just feels like a fair, honest deck in Hearthstone. And yes, I'm aware that the deck has the Flurgle Toxfin combo, which some people think is too overpowered. To be honest, it's the only overpowered thing that this deck has, I think, so I think it's fine. Oh, we didn't even need our Reno Jackson. Okay, fair enough. Right, it's time for Druid. We're at Diamond 9. Our journey continues. And I don't know what to do with Mulligan here. Do I just get rid of everything? Do I keep something here? I don't know. If there are minions that get played, then the Sandstorm Elemental Zephyrus can deal with minions early on, maybe. Or give me AoE from the Zephyrus, but it is Questline Druid. Okay. The reason I was thinking about minions coming down onto the board is because I think the last Druid that I faced, before Diamond rank, I think was some kind of aggro Druid. And so yeah, I just had that embedded in my brain. So thinking the Zephyrus and the Sandstorm Elemental would help me against that. But no, it's Questline Druid. And I like Questline Druid, I really do. I played it for a bit on Standard, it was really fun. I really don't know how viable it is in Wild Mode though, but hey, credit to my opponent for playing it. So I know you can build up a lot of armor with this deck. Can you ever build up enough armor to take down Warlock? Or to outlast Warlock? You can't, right? Now we got lucky with our Taunt Totem there. Absorbed a little bit of damage. Got nothing really to do here. Apart from get another Taunt Totem. Because we're good at this game. Or very lucky. So we will absorb... Oh, okay, maybe not. Oh, we are going to avoid taking face damage. Because the opponent is clearly targeting the Healing Totem. Fair enough. Hello, Bolner.
This is not what we
But Taelan here seems like a good shout. Now, I am curious, which of my 6-drops will I draw through Taelan? And which one do I actually want going forward? I guess if I got Reno Jackson, I'd feel quite reassured and quite safe. Especially if my opponent ever got to a point where they could deal, you know, a significant amount of face damage. You know, as they build up their attack power turn after turn like this. Maybe I'd feel safe having Reno available to me in hand for an emergency heal if I needed it. Well, and what do we get? We get the Lurker below. Okay. Not so great here. Now the damage is slowly adding up here. Now, they've completed their quest line. I think we just play the rat. And there it is. Rat successful. I feel bad about that play. It feels like I have ruined the day for an honest deck. Now, if I was doing that to Warlock, I'd feel a lot better about myself. But we've done it to this poor, honest Druid. Which feels bad, right? I'm happy to expend a Zephyrus here to deal with that.
Your wish is my suggestion.
There were other things that we could have done. And I'll value the healing too, sure. Now they've stacked up 20 armor. They can keep stacking armor, it doesn't matter. Armor does not matter at all against the Shudderwock deck. Because we'll just play the Shudderwock, keep playing the Shudderwock again and again and again. And eventually we'll get a board of Shudderwocks to stick and we'll win the game. Wow, but this is a lot of damage. 14! Ouch! Oh goodness. But there was no follow-up after that. And I love that emote, I will miss you. That's quite sweet. Okay. Oh, look, it's a Warlock. Well, let's not waste our time.
You have only to leave the inevitable.
Oh, and as we get closer to Diamond 5, we're starting to see more Warlocks. Well, we know what to do.
You have only to leave the inevitable.
Let's focus our time on more productive opponents that we have a chance against. Okay. Your eyes do not deceive you, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is Questline Pirate Warrior with Rakara and a very strange hero power, Tank Up. Yep, this is an odd warrior playing the pirate questline. How bizarre. How thoroughly and utterly bizarre, but kudos and credit and respect to my opponent for playing this deck. I've never seen this deck played before. Odd warrior with the questline. This is new to me. So, respect to my opponent. You see, this to me is what Wild Mode should be about. It's fun, it's creative, what we're going up against. Yeah, this is fine. Now we have Reno, but our health total is respectable. We have the Shudderwock ready. I am avoiding the hero power because I do anticipate playing the Shudderwock on a turn quite soon. So let's not have totems on the board that end up getting returned to my hand. The question is, how many more battle cries do we want to put into the pool before we play the Shudderwock? I think getting the Reno battle cry in will be quite important. Do we want the Zola battle cry into our pool? As you can see from the deck list on the right hand side, Zola is yet to be played. But we have played Grumble though. Ooh, a bomb going into my deck. Now that does bring back memories of Bomb Warrior. Is that viable at all in this meta, by the way? Bomb Warrior? With Warlocks everywhere? If you shuffle a load of bombs into their deck, does that do anything against Warlock? Just thinking out loud. Pondering if Bomb Warrior could ever see play or value. Probably not. Anyway, back to this game. I am curious about this Tank Up though. Why would you go with Tank Up hero power in this deck? Why would you need it? Is it for added survivability against other aggro decks? If they ever get out aggroed by, let's say, another Questline Pirate Warrior, does the Tank Up hero power let them survive a little bit longer to get to their Rakara turn? Anyway, let's just get the Reno battle cry into the pool. Hang on a minute. Bladed Gauntlet. Oh, so that's why they're playing Odd Warrior with the quest line. It's so that they can have plays like this with this weapon. To have this ridiculous amount of attack power that is based on armor. But wait, they didn't hit my face. They hit Reno.
More souls.
Oh, I guess they know the Shudderwock's coming. So they probably thought hitting face was pointless, because I'd just heal up by playing the Shudderwock. Right, so we've had replication on the board, Shudderwocks to hand. Dirty Rat, very nice. More Shudderwocks to hand, you love to see it. Ooh, Lurker value. Beautiful. Armor value, more Shudderwocks. That weapon, 20 attack. Thankfully, the weapon gets overwritten then on the next turn. Ooh, more Lurker value. Love to see it. Oh wait, they got the same weapon again. They got the same weapon. It's got 20 attack. Are you going to go face with that? Surely you go face with that. Not that it matters, because I just play the Shudderwock again. And 24 attack. Wow. Oh, and we mill the bomb. Happy days. We don't need to trade. Part of me wants to drag this out for as long as possible. So let's just play all the Shudderwocks. Why not? And we go off the screen here. I love it when it does this. Now sometimes I wish that Blizzard would speed up the animations on the Shudderwock.
My jaws that bite, my claws that catch.
But at the same time, it is pretty cool sitting through it. And we're just playing the Void Walker there for fun. Why not? I mean, it gets something out of our hand for a turn. Oh, are we going off the screen again? No, not quite. But yeah, the Shudderwock animations, it is sort of a... I guess it's a cool thing to watch, because you spend the entire game building up to this point. And watching the Shudderwock do its thing, it's like an accumulation of all of your hard work throughout the game to get to this point. And it feels like a celebration of that hard work, which is cool. Fiery War Axe, which is a hell of a lot better than the 20 plus attack weapon that they had on that previous turn. But of course they can't attack, they are frozen. And our opponent surely knows they can't win this, so credit to them for hanging in there and sticking with this game. They're letting me have my fun by playing the Shudderwock, which is great. Or maybe they think they could somehow win this game. Oh, we glitched out there for a second. Our opponent did tank up, did spend 2 mana to tank up. But yeah, maybe, I wonder, maybe they think that with armor gain they can somehow win against us? I mean, it's impossible, right? Unless there are some other surprises in this deck that I'm not aware of. I mean, come on, this is Questline Pirate Warrior playing Baku and odd cards. So, you know, there could be other surprises to come. Arise, my champions! We've now got the Inquisitor battle cry into the pool. So depending on the order of how things go, we could have turns where we start resurrecting Shudderwocks onto the board. Which is pretty awesome. Okay, we're just giving our opponent a little opportunity here to breathe, to try and come back into the game. They managed to play their brawl.
My jaws that bite.
Alright.
Claws that catch.
So, let's look at the ordering here of these battle cries. Replication. Oh, okay. Inquisitor hits. I was hoping it'd be the other way around. That we'd get a grumble battle cry like you just saw there. A load of Shudderwocks die. And then I was hoping for the Inquisitor battle cry to trigger so we'd get some Shudderwocks on the board at the end of the turn. But our opponent is fatiguing. And they can't attack with their weapon. Not that that weapon actually does much at all. We actually have more armor than our opponent, by the way, which is hilarious, considering that they are the opponent. They are the player with the tank up hero power. Absolutely hilarious.
That was well done.
So what are they thinking about here? These 5 cards in hand, what can they do for the opponent? That is the question. Is there anything in that hand that could save them here? Anything surprising? Anything interesting? Plague of Wrath. For 10. Oh dear. Anyway, my Shudderwocks. They all cost 9. Ooh, Resurrection.
My jaws that bite. My claws that catch.
Alright, these Shudderwocks have stuck to the board. That's pretty cool. Ooh. So they've got the Bullock. So I'm just going to have a slow turn here. I like the sound that the Temple Enforcer makes when he comes down onto the board. It's funny. Okay, sure. Sure. Let's give our opponent another turn where they can come back into this game, maybe. What have you got? Another brawl? Yep, another brawl. To be expected. Okay. And now they're left with 1 card. That 1 card needs to be a really good card to bring our opponent back into this game. But a big thank you to them for letting me have this fun. Right, managed to get 4 of these to stick. Pretty nice. So, what is that last card? I'd really like to know, please. Before you concede. No, not revealing the last card. Oh. Alright, well. I suspect this will be it. Oh, they're still in this game? No concede yet. Oh, okay. Heavy plate. Sure. That's it. So this is a really fun game. This is Hearthstone as I remember it, pre-expansion, at least for me. Having games of this nature. And as I have traversed the ladder, we're at Diamond 6 here, as I've traversed the ladder from Diamond 10 onwards, you know, it's been really refreshing to see the number of people not playing Warlock. Oh, we've glitched again. Our Shudderwock has broken the game. Oh, we're back. Yeah, it's been really refreshing to see the number of people not playing Warlock. Having only come across, you know, 3 Warlocks. So in my pocket meta, I've been quite fortunate. And I guess I should be thanking the community. I should be thanking the other wild mode players who have decided to play other decks that are not Warlock. Here we go again! How many Shudderwocks can we get to stick to this board? That is the question. How many can we resurrect? Well, there's one resurrected. Ooh. 5 Shudderwocks stuck to this board. Very nice. Very, very nice. So keeping an eye on the fatigue damage, which you can actually see under the deck list. Our opponent is going to fatigue for 8 damage next turn. For 8 damage, it's actually 1 off lethal then. Yeah. I'm just gonna not play another Shudderwock here. Okay, there's the 8 damage. 1 off lethal it was. But what a way to end this game. And what a game. What a game. And a big thank you to my opponent for allowing me to have my fun.
That was well done.
Ragnaros versus Valyria.
Okay, so this game is for Diamond 5. And thank goodness it's a rogue and not a warlock. Diamond 5 is my target, so as long as I can hit Diamond 5 in the season, I'm pretty happy. Legend is nice, and you know, there's been some seasons where I've been hitting Legend, where I've had the motivation to continue and to proceed through. But as long as I get Diamond 5, that's enough for me, really. I'm more interested now in having fun than I am in actually winning games. I am less obsessed about winning now than I was years ago. For now, it's all about having fun with these glorious off-meta decks. That is my Hearthstone purpose, my Hearthstone ethos, my Hearthstone vision. And if you look at the videos on my channel that I've produced perhaps over the last 2 to 3 years, I think the absolute majority of the decks that I've featured have been off-meta decks. And with Wild Mode, there are so many cards at your disposal. The creation of off-meta decks has been, quite a thing to behold over the last few years. As more and more cards get added to the pool, I guess it's more opportunities to create interesting off-meta decks, often bringing back cards from the past that, don't typically see play. And somehow, making them viable in the current meta. Nerubar Weblord springs to mind as an off-meta solution to Questline Warlock. Good old Tax Paladin. And this deck that I'm facing here at Diamond 6, this rogue deck, what is it? What are we facing? So far, we've seen a Shadow Step, a Swindle, a Shroud, and a Merchant. So, what are we going up against? Octobot? Okay, so they're going to discount their hand.
You're paying for my...
Now, my experience with Rogue is somewhat minimal. Beyond Kingsbane, you don't really see many other Rogue decks on the Wild Ladder, so what are we facing here? It definitely appears to be off-meta, for sure. Okay. So, just putting the Bolner down here and getting a little bit more value in terms of the cost of their spells being increased. You see, I'm thinking maybe this provides a turn where they do nothing. No, they play a Cloak. For 5. Okay, I'll take that. But now I've got a turn where I pretty much do nothing. Although I've now given away that I have perhaps got the Flurgle Toxfin combo in hand. I thought I may as well play the Ice Fishing there because I already have Flurgle. So before I actually draw the Toxfin, normally, I may as well play Ice Fishing to get it. To get some value out of Ice Fishing. What are they hunting for? They're hunting for a solution to Bolner, right? I assume they're scared of that card. Yeah, Wicked Stab. Hey, that's a Wicked Stab that did not hit my face. So Bolner sacrificed himself to protect my face. It's pretty good. Now, their deck clearly stalls, right? It specialises in stalling, and so I fear some kind of endgame combo that's just going to kill me, right? So we need to delay things as much as possible on our end then. I will take a 7-cost Fan of Knives. I'll absolutely take that. Let's see what we can disrupt here. Elec! What the hell is an Elec doing in their deck? Okay, as expected, evasion, sure.
Armor! Lightly used armor. Muzzle their magic.
Right. We get a little bit of healing here on our minions. That's actually pretty cool. On our two biggest minions. So that's nice. Are we getting to a point where we can just play the Shudderwock? Thinking about the battle cries that are in the pool. If we want replication, we still have to wait for Doppelgangster and Chain Gang. But if we don't care about replication, what do we get from the Shudderwock? We get Lothar Battlecry, more spell disruption from the Neophyte. We get some armor gain. Is that just enough? Or maybe this board is just enough to kill them. Just trying to add up the damage here. We're not too far from lethal, but we are off lethal. We're not... Oh, that's lethal. Wow. Fantastic top deck. Oh, and we didn't get a chance to see the third option. I guess I would have picked Avenging Wrath, right? Kill them in style is the way to go. And there it is, Diamond rank 5. Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, Boltzmann's Reno Shudderwock Shaman deck. A few reflections on this deck then. This deck took me from Diamond 10 to Diamond 5, so I have no complaints whatsoever. A massive thank you to Boltzmann for the deck. If I see a Warlock, I concede and I move on, and that strategy has worked out quite well for me. Yes, I got lucky. Didn't face too many Warlocks during this climb, but it is a Boltzmann deck, and so luck is always going to be on my side. Now, going through Boltzmann's Twitter feed when he did post about this deck, a few observations and thoughts from Boltzmann then. Boltzmann says that this is a deck that he has been playing ignoring Warlocks, and he's been playing this through Legend. He's not completely sold on Watchpost. If you face more warriors and rogues, you should swap out the Watchpost for the Rust Rot Viper. And he says that he only went infinite on a couple of occasions. And when he says he went infinite, that means getting to a Shudderwock turn where you can keep playing the Shudderwock again and again. So, if anyone has queries about the deck, if you want to know more about the different games and matchups that he was going up against with his notes and his detailed observations, then you can DM him. By the way, if you DM Boltzmann and talk to him about Shudderwock Shaman, you will get an education on Shudderwock Shaman, which is highly valuable. I've had the privilege and the pleasure of speaking to Boltzmann about Shudderwock Shaman, and I can tell you, he knows his stuff. So if you are interested in Shudderwock Shaman, he's certainly one of the key people that you should talk to. So, in summary, he says that in terms of late game, it doesn't really happen anymore. Okay, because the meta is a lot faster now after the expansion. So when Boltzmann designed this deck, he focused more on the early game and more on disruption. And from my experience now playing this deck through the ladder on Diamond rank, that game design strategy that he has employed has worked out really, really well. As you saw against that weird rogue deck, the levels of disruption really helped me, and the disruption has helped me against other questline decks that I have faced. But there are cards that are perhaps just doing nothing in this meta overall. So Devolve, the Slogger, and maybe even the Shudderwock itself. does nothing, because with quite a few games, ending early, either you lose early to the opponent or you disrupt them enough where they can't do much else to you and you have the board, you have control of the game. Well, do you even get to the Shudderwock at that point? Is the game just over before you can even play the Shudderwock? So is the Shudderwock doing much at all? So, on that note, I will leave you with that thought to ponder over. Thank you very much for joining me. A big thank you to Boltzmann for the deck. I will see you all again very soon for more Wild Mode fun. Until next time, please stay safe, please take care of yourselves, and as always, please be good to one another.